Another one, courtesy of KRU. Boy, listen. I know the reason why I'm here today is cause my grandmother taught me to pray. She once told me that's cause of his grace. So stay humble and keep the faith, and I will be blessed. I will be blessed. I will be blessed. I will be blessed. She told me I will be blessed. I will be blessed. I will be blessed. Yes.
My name is Phyllis Denise Gordon, and I am Anthony Gordon's mother. Anthony Gordon was born 1980, May 23rd. He was supposed to be born on the 28th, but I had the blessing of being able to walk to the hospital 2 weeks before my due date and walk into the hospital, go to sleep, and wake up and have a baby in my arms.
My name is Marcus Alexis Gordon, and I am Anthony Gordon's dad. Remembering Anthony as a young boy growing up, it was a time that Anthony as a young boy, he used to be a comedian in a sense. You know, he was the life of the party, giving jokes when everybody was feeling sad. And Anthony was the kind of kid that, you know, if I needed help as a young boy, he will come and give me a helping hand to mow the grass or to pick up leaf or you know, to hand me some stuff that I needed to get the job done.
Anthony was sweet baby, pretty, beautiful baby, just perfect. Pretty hair, looked like a little Puerto Rican baby.
Well, my name is Dwayne Gordon. I'm the younger brother of Anthony Gordon, and I would like to tell you that he was an inspiration in my life. He inspired me to do music, and he was a good brother. He was a devoted father, and he was well known in his community, and he helped everyone.
Hello, my name is Derek Gordon, and I'm the little brother of Anthony, and I would like to just give you a little insight on him being my brother growing up. Growing up was a great time for us. Growing up as kids, we had a lot of fun together. We did a lot of things together, and he inspired me a lot. Just growing up in school, having an older brother right there in school with you, it was a perfect avenue for me because I always had somebody to look up to if I had a question or if I had any problems. I can come to him and talk to him about them, and he was always there for me. No matter what the situation was, he would always be there for me.
He was very competitive, hated to lose. He would play checkers with his grandmother when he was 3 years old or 4 years old, and if he lost, he'd knock the checkerboard over because he had lost. And he watched soap operas with me. The Young and the Restless was our favorite. Everybody else would be outside during the summertime, and he'd be in the house watching the soap operas with me. And one question that stuck out to mind was, why is it that even poor people are rich in the soap operas? He was 8 years old when he asked me that question.
But as Anthony began to grow up, he took an interest in football and in wrestling and basketball. The time in his life, he told me, he said once, he said, "Dad, I'm going to be the best in anything I do. I'm going to be the best."
You know, I told him, I said, you should be a pediatric nurse. And I said, bump that. You just go be a pediatrician because you're good with kids, you know. He loved that Cabbage Patch doll.
All right, now do your pose.
Not only was he my brother, but he became a brother of the community. To all my friends, he was like their older. If they didn't have an older brother, or if they did and the elder brother wasn't around for him, he was there for him, no matter what. Like I said, he was an older brother to the community, and he would know how to rally the troops when it came to his basketball, his football, his wrestling. He was a good inspiration to everybody who was on the team, and the main reason why that would be was because he was a team player himself.
Anthony began to pick up t-ball, baseball basically, and I became his coach. And as I became his coach, I began to work with my son, put the trait as a winner in him. coach him into winning. Anthony hit a lot of home rounds, and we won. I mean, our team won, and not just because of Anthony was involved in it, but he was always a team player. The team won as a team.
That he was a key player in my life. He inspired me to do the things that I've accomplished in life. He was a good brother growing up when we were kids. I mean, he looked out for us.
He just stayed, loved his mother and his father, loved his brothers. He was kind of like me because I'm the oldest out of 3 girls, and we were raised in Los Angeles, and I was the protector of the family. We had no brothers, and we didn't have a father. Anthony was blessed to have a mother and a father, but we lived on the hilltop. So when the brothers and him weren't in our protective custody and they were on the streets, they were in Anthony's protective custody, and he was going to do his best to take care of his brothers.
Even at his funeral, one guy got up and said, "Hey, you know, when I went to school with Anthony, people used to bully me and stuff like that, but he protected me, and he told me, you know, he told me you can stand up against these people, and that's what you need to do, and that's what I did." And he took it to that level, and now this guy is fighting in the mixed martial arts. He's a professional fighter, and I believe Anthony had a lot to do with that, him becoming professional in his career and what he's doing now.
So we went to all his games, and he played ball with such a strive that he won big trophy, the most valuable player. He didn't even know he was so athletic. We didn't really understand that he was so athletic until he began to really feel for the sports arena.
Even me looking at this picture right here with the determination in his eyes to know that he was going to make it in wrestling and be the best wrestler he could be, it just lets me have the determination and now the drive now.
Here it is, he began to wrestling, and as he was wrestling, he was so good at wrestling that he went to the state championship. Well, okay, he lost that time, but you know what? To accomplish a great accomplishment as to going to the state championship, that's a great accomplishment.
You know, love is an action word, and Anthony always put action to the word of love, and especially towards his family and his friends. And that was Anthony.
Love is so intoxicating, it was just like champagne. I took a hold of you, and I will never let you go. Moment after moment, just watching the wind blow.
And in school, nobody had to push him to be the best. He pushed his own self. He just was determined he was going to be the best at whatever he did, and usually he was.
He didn't know he had an older brother, so I mean, when his older brother came here to the United States and he first met him, it was such an impact in his life to even understand that he had an older brother. The next thing occurred, his older brother, my son, he ended up getting shot at I-5. And the next thing occurred, it affected every one of us. I truly believe that Anthony was affected when his older brother was killed. Anthony began to speak to his mother and I, stating, man, we had to do something about this right here, Dad, Mom. And he said, you know what, we had to start an organization like Mothers Against Drunk Driver. And at that point, we all sat together trying to figure out what can we do to make this thing occur. Now, Anthony, with such a potential of thinking and being creative, he said, you know what, we had to do something about road rage called Road Rage Victims of America. At that point, you know, my wife and I, we began to sit down and talk about it. Anthony began to kind of orchestrate what his brothers could do to coincide with this program that my wife and I was developing. And then he came up with the singing group, which was called the River Crew, Road Rage Victims of America Crew. So all of that went together, and there wasn't no singers. So he developed another talent that he didn't even know he had, was the singing talent. So he began to orchestrate all of that together, and we end up getting a 501c3 nonprofit status for our organization. And then we went and we spoke to Safe Street and asked Safe Street, well, how can we do certain to get in schools and to do some public speaking. So they explained to us what we had to do, and the next thing occurred, we start doing it. We start calling schools, calling this, and Anthony started making some phone calls. He had a list of places that he was calling around, asking the schools about us coming and doing a free presentation at that time. Well, everything was developed, and there we were, Road Rage Victims of America, a nonprofit organization, which Anthony helped motivate and put it together for us to go across the state of Washington to really and truly impact people's lives.
Yeah, this song right here is dedicated to my brother Lexus.
A Tacoma family turns grief into a campaign against road rage.
Well, I didn't want to let my brother go, but sometimes I really wanted to let my brother know that all of our family members, we really loved you so. But you know how that road rage stuff go. It's like you're here 1 minute and the next minute you're gone. But if we drive with resistance, then how could you steer wrong? And when you're rolling down I-5, I hope you don't get laced. And I drop my knees and pray to God to see my brother's face.
We went to a lot of high schools across the state and spoke to thousands of students. And to see the effect of what occurred due to the program of Road Rage Victims of America, you know, the state, they were very interested, and they invited us in to come and sit on their panel. We ended up being on their panel, and they liked the program that we had created. So they made a video in conjunction with Road Rage Victims of America being involved in what they were creating.
And then Les Pope, I believe he was the top guy, I think, at the Washington Traffic Safety Commission, I believe. But he was Les Pope, and he was in charge of the grants in some kind of way. And so he started to sponsor us to go into schools. So we ended up with about 3 or 4 grants from the Washington Traffic Safety Commission to help us to take that message out. And Anthony was at every one of those. Without Anthony pushing us to say we can do this, just like Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, we would have never walked into the building of Washington Traffic Safety Commission and gotten where we got to those thousands of students. And then he made numerous appearances on television. One of them was Trinity Broadcasting Network.
Yeah. We also want to start circling across the United States, but first of all, we have to circle Washington State first.
That's right. Now, you've been to, what, 25 schools so
25 schools, but there's 350 schools.
Wow, in the state of Washington.
In the state of Washington.
Yeah.
We did we did our first presentation in front of the 350 schools at the La Quinta. At
in front of the teachers.
Yeah, in front of the teachers.
All right, yeah.
And we don't have enough group members, enough team members. Now, we're going to want to try to probably stretch the presentation a little bit longer and probably put in a couple like dance steps, things like that. If there's any other talent that anybody would like to show, they can probably hit us up too at the rageresistance.org, and we could email them back and we can keep in touch.
Could you need people like that?
Yeah.
You need other volunteers too.
We need a lot of volunteers if we're going to take this across the state.
What would volunteers do for you?
Administrate, coordinate, make telephone calls, make fundraisers, different things like that.
I got to ask you something. In your presentations, do the kids listen to you?
Oh,
yes.
They listen.
Do they?
They listen. They listen.
We have all eyes are on us.
They listen to the message. They listen to the fact that, man, this is really happening to someone, and they are sharing their story.
You could hear a pin drop.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they cry. They weep with us. They want Autograph.
Yeah, after the assembly or the meeting, they come up and they talk.
Oh yes, they come up. They're asking.
I really love this, and that's what you want to do to your audience. You want to affect them. You got to pull them in, and I think you're very effective.
I got one question.
High schools, colleges, everything like that. We're going to make sure we give you a call. We're going to make sure we get a letter to each school to let you guys know that we are thinking about each school. We're not just individually focused on a certain area, a different district or something like that. We're trying to travel. We're trying to take this across the nation so we can get this our scholarship funding up. We can get adult conferences more like this so we can come together and brainstorm and come up with more ideas to impact.
You all have the right to be very angry, and that you have risen above that and demonstrated your own cool is astounding.
It was never about I with him. It was about what we can do and how we can get this done. And I think that's the main reason why he inspired a lot of people to make it to where they are today.
What grades are you going to teach?
Second and third.
Second and third grade teacher?
Paramedic.
Paramedic?
And I'm a police officer.
Police officer.
Your sons are hot.
Everybody who knew him as a protector of the weak, and just he was going to be your champion. If he loved you, he was going to be there for you no matter what. All you had to do was just say, I need your help, Anthony, and he was there.
And us ourselves, we must strive towards perfection when we're driving. When we're not striving towards perfection, things like this happen. But we're only human, so we can't be perfect, so things like this happen.
Do it the right way, and eventually we're gonna go across the nation. You dig? Hopefully you dig it.
Yeah.
Straight from side to side. You know, people gonna hate. People gonna hate when you finna escalate, but I don't care. You know, I'm gonna let them hate. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna let my happy Father's Day, Pop.
My daughter, she just came to visit me. You see what I'm saying? And this is how I'm living. It's lovely. It's lovely, though.
Well, actually, it's where my grandma lives, but he's just trying to. He doesn't know anything. Okay? When he was a little.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You know, there's many people have purpose and destiny is what we talk about. So live to see what your purpose is.
So if you can get out there and tell other peoples about it,
yes,
and save some lives,
yes,
that's well worth it, isn't it?
That's it.
Yes, it's well worth it.
Oh, let us magnify him. All ye saints, give him the glory.
I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful for a heartbeat. I'm thankful for standing up being a firm man. I'm thankful for a heartbeat. I'm thankful for standing up being a firm man. I'm thankful for just having a purpose in life to move forward and move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward.
Okay. What I want to say?
I want to see your face. Your love's amazing like grace. Rest in peace to my brothers. I know you in the same place. With all the trauma that happened, I wish that I could erase. Turn back the hands of time, but there's no pressure to rewind. We moving forward to the future, never looking behind. Your plans have been fulfilled. This music stays on my mind. Release your spirit in the earth. You know your heavenly side. Yeah. Rest in peace, Anthony Alexis. You know I love you.
Sometimes I feel like he's right next to me, but he's really not, and I imagine him in my dreams.
Life ain't over
Mariah, and you know I love you. Mommy and Daddy, I love you. This is little Kesey. I want to give a shout out for my mom and my dad. I want to give a shout out to the Goria family. God bless Pastor Stanford. This is DJ. It's Big B. I want to give a shout out to my mom and my dad and just to tell them I love them.
Us ourselves, we must strive towards perfection when we're driving. When we're not striving towards perfection, things like this happen. But we're only human, so we can't be perfect. So things like this happen.